Once again, guys, please do subscribe to Sports Jazz. Hit and like that smash button, Isaac and Josh. And yeah, Josh, news coming in today is, I thought it was just banter or rumor, but it looks like it's coming back. And Chelsea are considering ripping up their 25 million pound agreement with Man United for Jadon Sancho this summer. They would have, although they would have to pay a significant fee to get out of the deal. Now, does this mean that? Does this? Because we remember this all happened under Eric Ten Hag's watch. Some of the Sancho fans crucified Eric Ten Hag. Now it looks like this is salvation for Eric Ten Hag, because if Enzo Maresca, if Chelsea as well are saying the same thing, and they are willing to take a significant fine, but in order not to make 25, we all know Sancho joined at the beginning of this summer. He's a Chelsea loan obligation to buy 25 million pounds. But news coming in is they might bring him back, and INEOS has made it clear that they do not want Jadon Sancho back at Carrington. Josh.
Yeah. You have to first correct his name from Jason to Jadon.
Oh, sorry, Jadon.
Yeah. But Jadon Sancho. I think it's all good that Jadon Sancho is not at Manchester United anymore, and I hope that United strongly does not accept what Chelsea wants to do, because there was an obligation to buy. The fee was very minimal, just 25 million pounds. But I remember having told you at the time that United is just being clever, because Jadon Sancho is going to be Jadon Sancho. He was up to no good real quick at the club. And this is a guy who played under two managers. This is a guy who was given a 3 months break during a season when we had the most games we've played in a season. But Eric Ten Hag took him away from the limelight to just help the boy rehabilitate himself and see if he was ready to play football. But after that, I never saw Jadon Sancho ever playing for Manchester United again. The way we thought he would flourish,
explode,
like he did at Dortmund.
Yeah,
because we already had a player like Anthony Martial at the club, and then we're bringing a player like Jadon Sancho, who wants to play when he wants to play. He wants to switch on and switch off at will. He does not want to play under pressure. He does not want to be criticized. He didn't want to be called upon. And his undoing was him trying to set the standards for what the training regiment would be at Manchester United, because the manager, he's the one who knows what exactly is required of you to do in training. It cannot be
correct.
Jadon Sancho to say that I'm training very well. I don't believe whatever you're saying. So, I mean, Chelsea was, it was always going to come to this, because I didn't see Jadon Sancho flourish. I know the Premier League tried so much to stick a knife in Eric Ten Hag's back.
Correct.
When they gave Jadon Sancho a Player of the Match award, yeah, for coming off the bench and assisting.
You're still saying that,
Christoph
Josh. Come on.
Nkunku.
I think they were.
He assisted Christoph Nkunku. It was won. The game, it was won. He assisted Christoph Nkunku, who also came off the bench, but he scored a goal. And so the man of the match award went to Sancho. So what else did he do in the game? Yeah, instead of Nkunku, to change the fate of Chelsea at the time. So for me, I thought that they were doing a marketing gig for Chelsea at the time, and they were hoping that the player finds himself and he starts to play well. But quickly on, just 4 games into the side, I used to see the Jadon Sancho that was at Manchester United. A lot of flashes of brilliance, but he has a lot of spells where so many people are working for him. Now, Enzo Maresca set up that team in a manner that Caicedo and Romeo Lavia and Enzo Fernandez were all running for Jadon Sancho. Palmer was running for Jadon Sancho. So Jadon Sancho was left with a few good touches here and there, and maybe he would create a chance. but he was never looking like the player who was going to dominate.
I really don't understand him. And it's funny that he doesn't see his problem, because if you remember when it was announced in January that Marcus Rashford was joining Aston Villa on loan, you remember what he said? He went in one of the comment
Freedom.
section and said freedom. Now that was silly for a player
It's all right.
who is
Let the
about to
freedom
be
fighter,
for a
let
player
the
who is
freedom
being pushed
fighter
out
live.
for a player who's being pushed out of Chelsea to go back to where you were chased away from. It doesn't make sense. That means, and it vindicates Eric Ten Hag, that means you're poor, Sancho, after everything he did for you. That means you're poor, and you just have to pull up your game. You just have to bring in your game.
And
I don't know. Maybe he needs to go back to German, Borussia Dortmund, because it looks like every time he goes back that side, that's the only time he tries playing well. We all saw he was there,
it's just
and
painful.
they went to the was it the quarterfinals or finals of the Champions League?
You can see they wrote at Manchester United that we did pay 72 million pounds for Jadon Sancho.
But
I
at
mean,
Josh, back
why would
then,
we?
I think back then you wouldn't blame Ole, you wouldn't blame
No
anyone, because
way.
Sancho was
No, it
firing
wasn't
goals,
Ole.
Josh.
It wasn't Ole that I blamed. I
It was
blamed Ed
Woodward.
Woodward. For Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to want the player is no problem. He can want the player, but for the player to be brought in at 72 million pounds and given the rumored 300 plus thousand pounds a week in wages is just criminal.
That is true, it's
And
criminal.
he was
The
what, 22
contract is
years old?
silly. He's 22 years old. 22? I no, Josh. I think no, he's more than that now. But
No,
either
at the
way,
time, at the time.
yeah, at the time, yes, he was 22 years old.
So it was just criminal to have done that.